Shalom to my brothers and sisters walking in this truth. I am YAH'S fire. We are Bani, Akal, Esh, children of the consuming fire. Before we begin, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yah. We thank him for his Holy Spirit. We thank him for Yeshua, our general and our king to come. I want to talk to the brothers and sisters today about this thing, man. The world is on fire right now, y'all. The world is lit right now because this truth is banging hard on everybody. And we've been living in a world where there is no truth, okay? So now when the truth starts to come out, people are getting in their feelings. And then you have Hebrews, you know what I'm saying? You have Hebrews who are turning on our own people. Listen, we're going to make you know what the problem is? We have been so frazzled in our thinking and our mind for being enslaved in this condition and being taught and told how to live and speak and walk and put your eyes down. Don't look this person or that person. Don't look these Europeans in the eye. Yo, so we're not all, right and exact. You know what I mean? And our brothers are looking for the direction. So I'm trying to say, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, Kenny Anderson are on this program, the ESPN, NBA, ESPN, or whatever the heck it is. I don't really watch it because I ain't into basketball anymore since the New York Knicks would get killed and destroyed our chances of winning a championship. But, whatever. But these men have come out against our young brother, Kyrie Irving, because he posted something about Hebrews to Negroes on his platform, on his Twitter page or whatever it was. And these elder statesmen, they are older than Kyrie Irving. They came out against him and, are blasting him, man. I mean, like, I'm looking at these guys and going, what is the matter with you? I know what's the matter with you. You're on your master's tit or titty, and you want to stay there. My issue with you is you don't need to stay there. You have enough money, and this is the other thing. A lot of our brothers have enough money where they could just say, we don't need to deal with you. We'll start our own thing. Because collectively, they are very powerful once you got this money. You have the money. But they are attacking this young brother. And I'm saying, I think Kyrie's 30, and he's looking for answers as to why things are the way they are and why our people get dealt the way they do. He's looking. He reminds me of myself when I was looking and searching and reading and, But we're going to look at what Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley had to say about this young brother. Take a look.
That exchange with Nick Friedel the other night after the game. And look, if he keeps making a big thing out of the word promotion, that is promotion. If on your social media you say, boom, here's a link to this, that tells me, hey, you should watch this. Correct? He's got 17 million Instagram followers, another 5 million or so on Twitter. You're all over social media. Do you ever put something out there, Shaq, that does not represent something that you feel?
I was probably one of the first guys on Twitter. And when I realized the power it had, I knew I had to be very responsible. Followers, platform, whatever you call it, I knew I had to be responsible. I try to make people happy. I try to make people smile. My formula has always been the same: 60% to make you laugh, 30% to inspire you, and 10% whatever I'm selling. You have to be have to be aware of what you're doing. And you have to be aware that sometimes when you put stuff out, not everybody's going to like it. Some people are conscious, some people are not. I can tell he's not conscious. He doesn't really care what's going on. But us, I know that the game that we used to love and we promote, it brings people together. And it hurts me sometimes when we have to sit up here to talk about stuff that divides the game. Now we got to answer for what this idiot has done. I stand for equality of all people. I've always been like that. Don't matter what religion, no matter where you're from. I could say shalom, salam alaikum, ni hao, say bon, because that's how I was raised. So I don't really want to sit up here and answer questions for what he's done. If you're looking at me, it's my job to make people happy. I can't speak for him and, answer for what he's doing. It's obviously by his answers and the way he answers, he doesn't really care.
Now, Shaq, let me say this. The reason why I'm doing this video, the main reason why, my wife was upstairs working and she's scrolling through, Google or AOL or whatever it was. And she saw it. She came downstairs and I'm like, yo, what's the matter with you? You crying? Keep in mind, she's a crybaby. She cries over everything. She's very sensitive. She goes, Kyrie just got suspended. I'm like, oh, okay. Kyrie got suspended. These guys, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley. Shaquille O'Neal is 50 years old. Charles Barkley is 59 years old. If they don't like what Kyrie did or what Kyrie is saying, which all he did was post a movie clip, if they don't like it, you could address Kyrie. You don't have to sit on national TV and call this young man who's 30 years old, trying to find his way in life, trying to look for answers as to what happened to his people. And on the way, he's maybe he goes into this religion or that religion. And, he's just searching for the truth. But you, Charles Barkley, sit up there on this national TV program and call this young man an idiot because you don't like what he said. Nobody really, you don't have to answer for what Kyrie did. You said we have to answer for what this idiot. You don't have to answer nothing. What's his name? Shaq. You don't have to. You got 400, 500 million. You know what that money says? I don't got to deal with you. That kind of money says, I don't have to deal with nobody. But you want to be on TV. Charles Barkley wants to be on TV. And so they attack this young man. Like, what's the problem here? What's the problem?
Well, for me, the biggest problem is that
this is the wife.
We have people on this show that is condemning this brother for just posting a book and a documentary, trying to say that he's done something wrong. And my thing is first of all, he did absolutely nothing wrong. And you're making comments on a book and a documentary that I could pretty much guarantee that you haven't even read or watched. So you don't know what the contents are. You're just going on what they say the contents are. They're saying that it's hateful, that it's being anti-Semitic. Coming from a person who has read the book and who has watched the documentary, there's nothing about it that is hateful. It's just truth. That's all it is truth. And at the end of the day, we know truth hurts, and that's what it is. That book and that documentary has been on Amazon since, 2015. I've had it for years. Nobody's cared about it. How come nobody, just like somebody said, how come nobody's talking to Jeff Bezos of Amazon saying, why do you have this on your platform? Why are you promoting or allowing this book or documentary to be sold if it was so hateful? There's nothing in that book that says anything hateful, that doesn't say kill the Jews. It doesn't say any of that. It talks about truth. At the end of the day, it's the same thing like Christopher Columbus. All right. We know what was forced down our throats about what he did. And then when it came down to the truth of him being a rapist and enslaving all those indigenous people, does that mean that I all of a sudden, because I know that truth, hate all Italians? No, it's the truth. And we have to really start embracing that truth and stop condemning this poor brother. All he did was just show that book. Read it. Learn from it.
Again, Shaquille O'Neal has generational wealth. He's acquiring that. So he doesn't have to kowtow to anybody. You're kowtowing to your masters because you want to be on TV. But we are now going to listen to Charles Barkley. We're going to listen to Charles Barkley and see what Mr. Charles Barkley has to say.
And never mind that Shaquille O'Neal also showed that same movie in his movie theaters.
Yeah. So now what? Should we take away your movie theater, Shaquille O'Neal? Should they ban you or take you off TV? But again, we are now going to watch Charles Barkley, who I'm never a fan of, man. I mean, I think he's a clown, you know? And I don't like to say this about my brothers, but they really got me on fire. Thus the name YAH'S Fire. But let's listen.
I think the NBA dropped the ball.
In what way?
I think he should have been suspended. I think Adam should have suspended him. First of all, Adam's Jewish. You can't take my $40 million and insult my religion. If you're going to insult me, you have the right, but I have the right to say, no, you're not going to take my $40 million and insult my religion. I think the NBA, they made a mistake. We have suspended people and fined people who have made homophobic slurs, and that was the right thing to do. I think if you insult the black community, you should be suspended or fined heavily, depending. I saw they did the same thing to the kid in Minnesota this year when he made the gay slur. I think you should get suspended or fined. I think him acknowledging the Alex Jones thing should have happened with that too, because that dude's crazy. And I can't believe that we ain't talking about that. We're talking about this idiot. And when you say, if I say, hey, I'm agreeing with this movie, this book, or whatever, I'm agreeing with it. I'm not going to first of all, you know I don't do any social media, but when you're somebody as great as basketball like him, people going to listen to you what you say. And there's some fringe people out there, but like I say, I blame the NBA. He should have been suspended.
Charles Barkley. You see what Charles Barkley did? The first thing Charles Barkley said was, Kyrie should have been suspended. And I'm asking both of these men, which we should all be asking them. By the way, don't support anything that they put out. I mean, these guys are not credible. The reason why they're not credible is because they are sitting on TV. They have jobs. They work with these people. What do you think they're going to say? Because they want to keep these jobs. They want to keep sucking from the teat of their masters. They're going to condemn you. They're going to condemn Kanye West. They're going to condemn Kyrie Irving. They're going to condemn the Hebrew Israelites. They're going to condemn Minister Farrakhan. Because these guys want to continue living off their master. Now, why didn't he say, again, it's easy. I don't believe everything. I'm not into everything that he saying he says or, saying what he's done. But I really don't have any comment right now. This is a young man. This guy, Kyrie Irving, this man is 30 years old. Shaq is 50. Barkley's 59. Why are you not counseling him? Why did you not call him up at Kyrie? Let me talk to you, brother. You want to sit there and call him an idiot? No, you are the idiots. You're clowns. You work and love your master. And you don't have to, because you have enough money to where you can say, you can give him the finger, the proverbial finger. But let's look at Mr. Charles Barkley's time frame when he was in the league playing basketball, and let's look at his behavior as a professional basketball player at the age of 28. I believe it was 1993. Let's go look at him.
This was one of the ugliest moments in NBA history. And one of the game's biggest stars spit on a little girl.
So now look at that. He spit on a fan, probably because the fan was antagonizing him throughout the game. And then think about this. That fan is like right there. So I don't know too many brothers and sisters that have floor seats right there. They're right behind the hoop on the floor. So that girl, I'm going to assume, I don't know, was a white girl. And he spit on this girl on live TV. Shouldn't you been suspended, fired, kicked out of the league? Like spitting on somebody is an assault. If you spit on somebody, that's an assault. Kyrie Irving posted a link to a video, and you and Shaquille O'Neal are stringing him up for your oppressors. You're stringing him up for your oppressor. Don't worry, Master, we'll take care of him. Kyrie, you shouldn't have said nothing about your master. That's Master. You can talk about the master that way? You clowns, I do not like you. And to my brothers in the Hebrew walk, I don't pray for people like that, man. That's not me. I'm not doing it. Why? Because I know what the Most High says. He told Jeremiah, don't pray to me for these people, because I'm not going to hear them or you. Why? Because the Most High knows what they're about. So no, I know what you're about. I'm not praying for you. You don't need my prayers. You're rich men at your master's table. You want to attack this young man, this young brother who you're supposed to counsel, who you're supposed to say, hey, listen, man, let me give you a call later on. Let me, slow down a little bit. Take him to the side. Why not? Why you ain't take him to the side and talk to him? No, you got to go to master's defense. That's what they want. This is always what they want. And you are the clowns. And let me tell y'all, brothers and sisters, don't be enamored with them by their money. And Shaquille O'Neal likes to act like he's some business tycoon because of his mind. No, what they do, what the businesses do, is look at somebody who's a superstar in a league, baseball league, football league, basketball league, hockey league, and they say, listen, you got a big following, man. We can use you. We can make money together. And they school these men. Magic Johnson, too. They school them. They school them to the business on how to make money, how to get into investments. They come to them and tell them. Because if that's the case, you would have developed something on your own. You wouldn't be a Pizza Hut guy. You wouldn't be an insurance company guy. You wouldn't be that guy. You would have your own business. You would have grown your own business. You would have developed a business that we had never heard of. And say, I invented this thing. Like Kanye West did. Y'all know Kanye West invented this thing, man. You can put it in your hand, and when you're listening to your headphones, you can engineer the sound of your music that you're listening to. They can't stop that, man. They want to. But he invented something. Kanye invented. These buffoons ain't invent nothing. Their masters came to them and showed them how they can make more money. And that's why they love their masters so much. But you know, Kenny Anderson is sitting on that panel also. And watch how Kenny Anderson, he don't go the route that Shaq and Charles Barkley did with calling out Kyrie and disrespecting him. And I'm going to say it again. Kyrie could be one of their, he's the same age where that could be their son. Barkley's 59 with his fat behind. I'm sorry, man. Gloves is off. Shaq is 50. This dude is 30. This kid, because he's a kid to me. But he's 30. And again, he's trying to find his way and looking for answers that we have not been given. So let's look at what Kenny Anderson said.
Kenny, let's get into this. Go ahead.
Well, firstly, if we're going to take what he says on a Twitter, we have to take everything he says. So if I'm going to take everything he says, I'm going to believe that he doesn't support or any of the views or promote the views of it. He said it right in my face. I have to accept that. So I will believe that. There are people in this world who's done, in their art, have done great things, that have said crazy things, that we still listen to their music, we buy their paintings, we do their things, and you might take an excerpt of that and say, I believe in this. Okay, so I'll take that as it may from Kyrie Irving. But I also believe that the reporter did have a right to ask the question.
Oh, sure.
That's it. So, and that's really where the argument began. You don't have a right to ask me that question. I do believe that, and based on this for Kyrie is that he has put himself as, he says, I'm the voice for some of the speechless when doing the COVID. So now he has transcended from basketball and became an activist politically. So you will ask him that question based on some things that you may read. But I have to believe him also when he tells me, that is, if I'm going to believe parts of it, I have to believe the totality.
Now look at what Kenny Anderson, listen to what Kenny Anderson said. Kenny Anderson said, I have to believe Kyrie when he says, because Kyrie was saying, listen, man, I'm not here to say who's the people of the Bible. He was doing all of that. I'm not here to debate any of those things. This is what I believe. I looked up my name, this popped up, and I researched it, and this is how I feel about things. Kenny Anderson is saying that the reporter had a right to ask him these questions because when you are a celebrity and you're that status of a basketball player, you're a star, whatever you do, whatever you say, the media will come and ask you. A lot of leagues, you can't not have an interview with them. You can't say, I don't want to talk to you. So that's why Kenny's saying that. But Kenny was tactful. He was tap dancing because he still wants to be on TV also. But I can respect his position and what he said about Kyrie. What he was saying about Kyrie is, I'm believing that Kyrie doesn't have these views. He's trying to, defend him, but he doesn't want to go full blast in defending him. Again, you guys are rich men. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of money. Shaq, you are not credible. Barkley, you're not credible. Nobody is credible when they're lying or they want to cover the lie or they don't want to address situations. They have never addressed our situation. Okay? They have never addressed how they've treated us. And these, I don't even want to call them brothers, man. I'm sorry. I don't feel that. When I see that you don't have to take that position, which they didn't have to do, they could have said, we're not talking about Kyrie, We're not going to do it. If you ask me about it, you can ask, and I'm just going to say, I don't have any comment. They could have deferred. But no. They love the master's tit. And Stephen A. Smith, he expounded on this thing. We don't have the clip for you. I should have taken it and used it. But the bottom line with Stephen A. Smith is Kyrie Irving is not enlightening people to faith or whatever it is. He's enlightening people on how to lose money. His $214 million, his 4-year, $214 million deal, that's gone. That's out the window. This is Stephen A. I'm quoting him. Not verbatim, but this is what he said. Because it's all about money. And you know what? Even on the small scale, a lot of YouTubers out here, they want to be famous. They want likes. They do anything for it. And it's the same with these guys. The only difference is they don't have to do it. They don't have to come out and condemn their own brother or their own people. And when you do, you become my enemy. I'm sorry. And as grown men, when you're 50 and you're 60 years old, no, I don't have no love for you, and I'm not going to pray for you. I'm not going to say, hey, maybe he'll learn. No, dude, you're going to learn already. You should have learned everything that you need to learn at that age. And at that age, you are who you are. Kyrie's still young. He's still learning. He get a pass with me. But you know what? Now we're going to listen to the rabbi, because they bring a rabbi into it. And sidebar real quick, the New England Patriots owner last Sunday put out a commercial fight against anti-Semitism. But let's go. We're going to look at the rabbi right now.
If you were face-to-face with Kyrie Irving, what would you say?
I would say, come into my synagogue, meet my children, learn about us as a community, teach our children what it means to be a human being in this great country of America. And then I think good things can happen.
We as black people, we know racism. We want people to have empathy, and they're not going to have empathy for us if we're insulting other religious groups. If minorities don't work together and just pick on each other, call each other's names, make these stupid stereotypes, we're never gonna heal.
What has to be done is conversation. It's meeting the other. That has to start now. It has to start young. And the reason that I love this show is because it has to start in the sports world. Sports and faith intersect in a very deep way. And that has brought so many people together. And I know it has the power to continue to do that as well.
So the rabbi said to Kyrie, come down to his synagogue, meet his children. Well, why we got to do that? What you're telling me is to bow down and meet me here on my terms in my home field and meet my children and learn from us. No, Rabbi, we don't want to learn from you. No, Catholics, we don't want to learn from you. No, Muslims, we don't want to learn from you. As a matter of fact, we don't need to learn from you. What the Most High is put in our souls right now, we already got the information. Now it's time for y'all to learn from us, because you're nothing but liars. And Charles Barkley is your spokesperson. Greater men than Charles Barkley couldn't get through to these people. So don't sit that fat boy in front of me and have me listen to him. It's not going to happen. We're tired of all the nonsense. Y'all want to cancel? I say to my brothers and sisters, don't buy nothing from these people. I say it. I practice what I preach. You don't get nothing out of me unless I absolutely need it. You're not getting my money. When I absolutely need it, then I'll buy from you. If I want to. And it's if I like it. If it, helps me, then. Ain't running out to buy nothing from you. All we got to do is shut down and say, we're not buying no merchandise. I know some of y'all watch basketball and baseball. Man, ain't nothing wrong with that. Watch it. You know what I'm saying? Entertain yourself in life. Do what you got to do. If it makes you happy, there's nothing wrong. You're not breaking the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments if you watch a basketball. Why? Because this is where you grew up. And this is a part of your and my culture. But you know what? When they start attacking our people, it's time for you to say, oh, excuse me, we're not going to watch your basketball game. We're not going to buy tickets to your football game. We ain't buying tickets to your basketball game. We're shutting everything down. The way you want to cancel our brothers, we cancel you. Because that's how they make their money, through merchandise. And you weak Negroes, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, Reggie Miller, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan ain't had nothing to say about no causes until LeBron James did it. Why? Because he's sitting at his master's table. He didn't even own his basketball shoe. All the Jordans that everybody bought, Michael Jordan didn't even own that. Paying that dude $100 million. Now, listen, $100 million is great. $100 million, man, that puts you somewhere else, as far as we're concerned. But they was making billions and gave him $100 million. Go look it up. But you know what? We're going to close this out. And we're going to close it out with a script. And I want to show y'all who these guys are. I want to show you who they descend from. Okay? We're going to go to the book of Maccabees. All right? Chapter 8, verse 4. And this is Antioch. This is the person who took over Israel, brought pork into the temple. He is the abomination of desolation spoken about in the book of Daniel. Let's read. Ready? I know some of y'all are slow on the move. The book of Maccabees, 4 Maccabees. Ready? Let's look at it. Chapter 8, verse 4. When the tyrant saw them grouped about their mother as though a chorus, he was pleased with them, and struck by their appearance and nobility, he smiled at them and summoned them nearer and said, young men with favorable feelings, I admire each and every one of you and greatly respect the beauty and the number of such brothers. Not only do I advise you not to display the same madness as that of the old man who has just been tortured, but I also exhort you to yield to me and enjoy my friendship. He telling them, come on my side, man. We just killed your old men, right? In Israel. Verse 6, just as I am able to punish those who disobey my orders. I need y'all to understand that and take it in. Just as I am able to punish those who disobey my orders, so I can be a benefactor to those who are disposed to obey me. If you obey me, I'll give you riches. I'll give you a TV show. I'll keep you on the payroll. Verse 7, trust me, then and you will receive positions of authority in my government if you will renounce the ancestral traditions of your national life. Stop calling yourself a Hebrew Israelite. Renounce it, and I'll give you a position in my government. This is who Charles Barkley is. This is who Shaquille O'Neal is. This is who Reggie Miller is. This is who Stephen A. Smith is. This is who everybody who goes against their own people. And I don't care. Because you're not an Israelite at heart. You are a slave and you love your master. Verse 8, enjoy your youth by adopting the Greek way of life and by changing your manner of living. Look at them. Look at these look at this book, man. This is the Maccabees. It's not in your Bible, and they tell you not to read it. Why? Because it condemns them. It shows everybody who's everybody. Verse 9, but if by disobedience you rouse my anger, you will compel me to destroy each and every one of you with dreadful punishments through tortures. Well, they can't do that nowadays, but they can take your money. They can cancel you. They can say, you're not on YouTube anymore. Oh, we don't want your business anymore. We cancel you from Adidas. We cancel you from whatever company you are in. Even though we're bringing in $250 million a year with the Yeezy sneakers. We're canceling you. That's the torture of today. Verse 10, therefore take pity on yourselves. Don't do it. Take pity on yourselves. Don't fight back. Even I, your enemy, have compassion for your youth and handsome appearance. Well, they was faggots over there anyway, so of course he's looking at them for his own pleasure. Verse 11, will you not consider this? That if you disobey, nothing remains for you but to die on the rack. I need y'all to really take that script in. I need y'all to study that and see if these buffoons, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, Reggie Miller, Stephen A. Smith, the big mouth, because they on their master's tick. And they said, we won't fight back. We'll change our way of life for you, as in verse 8. We don't want to be tortured. We don't want to be kicked off. We don't want to be out of business with you. All of them are in business with these people. So when they come on TV and start spewing this hatred about their own brother, a young man, them being his elder, your elder is supposed to show you the right way, not condemn you in front of people. And with that, we give all praise, honor, glory, power to the Most High Yah. We thank him for his Holy Spirit. We thank him for Yeshua, our general and our king. And to you brothers and sisters out there, hold strong, baby. We in the fight right now. This truth is hitting, because if it wasn't, it wouldn't be all over the news. Shalom.